Okay, now we're getting ready for this transaxle here. I got the stand on the floor. I pulled up my chair so I can sit here. I just want to document this through the camera. This spring, the long end of the spring is around this guy right here. I'm going to start taking this all off, taking this all apart. This has got a push nut on it. This is the this is that release thing, the rod that releases the transmission. Lets you the neutral lets you push it. It's got a push nut on it. I think that should be able to just be kind of worked off of there. Okay, so the push nut goes on that. Okay, and stuff. What's next? Let's remove the spring. We have a cotter pin here. We'll get this cotter pin straightened out. And pardon my snuffiness, I got allergies, something terrible. There we go. Got the cotter pin out. Interesting. Just going to swing this out and put this back on here. If I don't quit dropping it. Okay, now I can actually remove these two bolts and these brackets here. This is you know what, I'm gonna hold off on getting those out of here. I'll go ahead and take that guy right there off now. It was not really tight at all. Okay, I had a washer on there. It's not cupped. So that is that. That is kind of around there. I think we can just take these off, and this will be this bracket here. Looks like this is the brake. That's exactly what this is the brake shoe or something. Okay, let's go ahead and take these two off. This should release the brake bracket. Yeah, it's got a lot of tension on it right there. There it goes. There we are. So you got this spacer that goes through this spring here and down through that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's little brake shoes here. Little brake pad. Brake pad. This goes on the spline gear, and it's got a brake pad on the bottom. It looks like it's just a fixed, just sets in there. So it's our rotor, our disc brake rotor, which is kind of cool. With the little brake pad that goes underneath it. So you have a brake pad on top, brake pad on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put our little washer here with the crown nut. Put that in the box. Okay. Now this bracket right here looks like it's got this Allen head holding it. This is a Torx bit, which this probably will just come off with this. Of course, that's not the right size. Boy, that don't want to turn. Is that not supposed to come out of there? What's this all about? And it broke. So that nut broke. So I'll have to dig it out of there. I don't know why that was locked in there. So anyway, yeah, it goes like that. This I'll have to remove. Probably have to heat that up or whatever. We'll get that. Whatever. I don't know why that was. We'll once we get this shaft out of here, I'll just put some heat to it and I'll be able to get that out. Okay, this is an Allen head. There we go. Okay. A couple washers, big washers underneath there. Sitting on a couple of big washers and going through, like so. It's got Loctite on it. It's probably why this one broke. It's probably Loctited in there. Now we should be able to, I'll put this in the box just like this. It's got the two big washers that go underneath. Okay. Now we should be able to remove all of the bolts holding the top cover on. So I will get that. And hopefully try this little guy. Okay. There's these two, and I'm just going to keep these two in there like so. Put this in the box. They go here and here. Remove all of these. Make sure they're probably all the same size. They look to be all the same size. Yep, all the same size. So now I got this one Torx bit here. It's like a Torx, reverse Torx. It's like a Torx socket. And that thing in the center is not deep enough to actually put a Torx bit. So it's like I need a Torx socket to go over that and turn it. So I want to get the right tool, so I'll be back. Okay, actually an 8mm socket fits nicely over this. Yeah, I'll just keep that right in there. And that's it for this. I kind of want to just go around with my, you know what I should do is I should remove this fan. Let's do that. I've got it loosened a little bit, but it's so rusty. I'm going to spray a little bit of penetrating oil on there. See if we can't get this thing off of here. Try to hold this maybe a little. There we go. There we go. Okay, there's no C-clip at all or anything like that. It was just the nut on there. And pulley just comes right off the spline. So you got pulley, fan, and nut. All in good shape. Okay. So we got our fan off. I wanted to get that off before it got broken or anything like that. So now I want to try to get this cover off. And I want to try to just tap around on it with my I gotta take it easy on this thing. It's a nice, easy aluminum case. I don't want to, I don't want to break it. Just keep tapping. Oh shoot, it's going to leak oil everywhere. It's starting to come apart. And she's going to leak oil everywhere. I better get something underneath it. It's coming apart, but it's full of oil, which I don't see where to drain it. Is there a drain on here somewhere? Okay, I take it, because this is the top of this thing. Here's the fan. This has to be the fill plug, which I've got removed here. It's got an O-ring on it. So that's probably the fill plug. I don't think there is a drain plug on this thing. So I am just basically emptying this thing to this level so that I can remove the top of this. It should come right off. I'm going to go ahead and let this drain. Then we'll be back once it's empty. And this thing should come apart pretty easily now, as I had the seal broken. Alright, we're down to a drip. And there's definitely a swirl of silver there. So it's definitely worn and definitely needs to be inspected. We'll check the gears out really good. And hopefully it's just some normal wear and nothing too serious to deal with, and a nice cleaning resealing and some new oil and hopefully that's all that we'll need to do to it. But we'll take a look at it for sure. We'll look at all the gearing and everything and make that decision. But yeah, it's definitely got some wear to it. I'm going to let it continue to drip out a little bit. No hurry. Okay, and here is a peek inside. There's a washer on top of here. It's full of oil, as you can see. I may have to unbolt, well, I don't want to just dump this thing over because everything will fall out. I'm going to have to take this thing apart piece by piece, and I'll probably put stuff in plastic bags as I do it. Here's this part. That gear looks okay. This thing right here actuates that thing. It goes right down in this little vat right here. It actuates that. This is this. So we'll set that there. Get to that later. But yeah, I'm going to take all these gears out. I'm going to put some gloves on. Take all of these gears out. I'm going to get a bunch of plastic bags. And as I take these out, I'm going to bag them. And then once I get all the gearing out of it, and the pump and all of that, then I will undo this and dump all this oil out of it. Okay. First things first, let's get this out of here. It looks like it can probably go in either way. There we go. Okay. Mess. But it looks good. I don't really see any damage on the gears or anything like that. Put that down in there. Now the big ring gear. And it looks fine. I don't see any worn gearing on it. I don't see anything worn out, which is good. This stuff will all be thoroughly washed. But that gear looks fine. Okay, now this washer and this gear. So this goes here, and this washer and this little gear here goes like so. just like that. So we'll put these three pieces together. Oops. Okay. What's next? What do we got here? Well, that shaft just pulls right out of there. And it's got this washer. So this, with this gear, so it's got a washer on both ends of it. Goes down into here. Anyway, yeah, like that. This is probably going to have to be. How does this come out of here? Looks like we had another washer on the bottom side of this little sprocket gear. There was one sitting down here, I believe. This kind of needs to be emptied. And I want to figure out how this shaft comes out here. I don't know if that just is pressed into here or what. I know that there are some I know that there is a video on YouTube about how this goes together, so I might have to reference that and figure out how this pump comes out. The pump and this motor here. There's two bolts. These two bolts I know hold it in. Yeah, let me get back to it. I'm going to check out a video and then I'll get back to it. Okay, yep, there was just a C-clip holding that whole thing in. So yeah, I got my C-clip, my clip things here, and then that kind of popped out. It did not come out easily, but I got it out. And it's draining now. So I'll let that drain down. And once that drains to a certain amount, I'm going to remove these two bolts. And this bottom part of the motor can come out. Yeah. And then we'll remove the pump. Okay, just removed these two bolts with the impact, and these guys they're in there. So they're probably red Loctited. And that'll allow that to come out. So I think I'll get my gloves back on. A couple bags ready. Put a new set of gloves on. I put that input shaft in a bag. Had a little spring on it. It has a spring on that input shaft as well. Let me empty this oil into here. Okay. All right. And we'll see if we can't get this out of here. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on from this. This is like stuck on here. There we go. Okay, that's the pump and the filter here. And then you got that with, so we'll put this pump along with or whichever one is the pump and which one's the motor, I don't know. Put the 2 big bolts along with this in a bag. And then this guy can come out. Okay. That just popped out of there. And these things came out of that. And they came out like this. This bearing here and the washer up in there. And we also have another one of these, and it's probably, yeah, all the springs, and this one's down in the bottom. I need to get more bags. Okay. Digging in the oil. These are the pistons and the stuff that goes down in the very bottom. And then this is all down in the very bottom. Another bearing. Yeah, it's another set of that crap down in there, down in the very bottom. So yeah, just like that, but upside down. So I'm going to set that here. We'll let that sit in this. And I have got to wash my hands. I need to drain this out, and I'll be back. Okay, everything is out. So I've got this dumped upside down just to empty it out very good. I got everything labeled. Now the piston, spring, and cylinder, there's 2 of them, and they look alike. They may be identical, I don't know. But what I did was I named the bags for one of them. This one I named down in the bottom. I think that's the motor pump. So that one goes face down in this case. This one here is the pump for the input shaft. So that's how I know what's what. But we're going to go ahead and drain this out really good. And I am going to remove both of the axles at, eventually, because I do want to replace the seals, so I want to just replace everything. And You know, why not? We're this far. So yeah. Okay. Excellent. I'm going to let this sit here and drain for an hour or two and just kind of forget about it. I got to go wash up and we'll be back. Yeah, I'm working on removing the seals and I want to remove the axles. So I took my wire wheel here. Always wear your eye protection. You get these little barbs just flying everywhere. So, and I went just wire wheeled this very well. This has a snap ring. This is the seal cover, and a snap ring is inside of here. You need a set of snap ring pliers. So I removed the snap ring, and I've been kind of trying to dig at that, and I'm not getting anywhere with it. So I just decided I'm going to remove the axle, and hopefully it'll come out easy after. Somewhat easy. I don't know, I'm going to have to let go of the camera, put the camera down and mess with this. Okay, I got the axle out, and I didn't like how I had to do it, but it was just to a point where it got stuck. So I just took this little hammer and I lightly tapped on it until it came through. It had like a little point where it just got tight, and then it was done and it came through. Just make sure that it's nice and clean and wire wheeled. Get all of the rust off of it. Make it as smooth as possible. And pop it through there. And then the seal is easy to get out after that. I just took my little 90-degree pick tool, got under it, and popped it right out. No problem. So there you go. That's how to do those seals. And this thing looks okay, looks good. Should not be a problem. So that's that axle. And this stuff will all be totally cleaned up and made new again. There's a seal I'll have to pop and replace. Here's a seal. And I do have the seal kit, so. Yeah, I will do the one on the bottom there. What I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to take and I'm going to lay this down and get to this, wire wheel it nicely, and then I'll just pop it through like I did the other one, and I'll be able to replace them seals. Just make sure to get all of the rust off of this, and make sure that this, I actually took a file and I filed this a little bit to flatten this, because I'm sure that over years of use this can get a little bit of a lip on it. So I took and I filed this, filed it flat, and then wire wheeled it. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. I'm going to take my file and clean this down, this keyway, and then wire wheel it really good, because I don't want to wreck this housing. So that's the idea. All right. Okay, so I have got the snap ring out of where the seal is. I removed the snap ring. Now I'm going to prep this axle to be removed. And what I want to do is just take my file and file this keyway down. Just kind of file the keyway flat. Get any burrs off of it. Right? Just like that. And now I'm going to get the wire wheel and clean it. And I've got my eye protection. I've got my eye goggles. All right. I'm just going to go And there you go, no harm. Put this up, and this one is longer than the other one, so you can't put them in the wrong way. Pop it right out. And there you go. Now we have, and I'll clean this up. This will all be cleaned really good. And I can replace my seal. This will be cleaned. It's going to leak a little bit out of there. There you go. And here, just because I like keeping things the way they went, I have long axle side, all the hardware, everything, and short axle side. So it'll go into my bag of parts, and I got to start cleaning everything.